Chuki B.
Let me introduce you to a family who's amazed with Jesus and His Majesty, raising our daughter in reality. And there's no other place that we'd rather be. Through the fun and the snuggles, the cries and the struggles, praising God through the good and the troubles. This is life on the real, not made up. Now we welcome you to Life with Zayla.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jennifer. If you're new, consider subscribing so you don't miss any of my videos. And if you're a part of the fam and you're here again, thank you so much for your support. It means so much to me. So as you guys know, this video is going to be about breastfeeding, how I've been doing, postpartum, how Zayla and Jaylene have been adapting to each other, and all that good stuff. So if you're interested to find out all the details, make sure you stay tuned. Guys, so where should I even start with breastfeeding? I'm trying to not make this a super long video, so I'm gonna really try to condense it and just kind of give you like the highlights of everything. So breastfeeding, that has been a little bit of a journey for me, just because for some reason I don't seem to produce a lot of milk. I did do the whole pumping thing. As you guys know, if you saw my previous video, my birth story, you know that Jaylene was in the NICU for about 10 days. So during that time that I didn't have her, I was pumping every 3 hours. I was getting up in the middle of the night and doing the whole pumping thing just because I wanted to try to produce milk and all that stuff. But sadly and unfortunately, I haven't been able to produce any milk, just very little, like very little. And that is definitely not enough for her to be fed or to be content. So I have to get formula and supplement her with formula because it's just not working. Not only that, but since I don't produce a lot of milk, when I do latch her on, she gets very frustrated and cries like crazy because she's hungry, and I guess nothing's coming out, or it's just very little. Where obviously when she has a bottle, and mind you, because I haven't been able to produce, they did give her formula during the time of her being in the NICU. They do ask the mom, in this case me, if I had any milk that I was pumping to take it to them, but I didn't have nothing, and then I had very little. So she had been taking formula previously before, and when we got her and brought her home, I had to definitely keep giving her formula just because I just don't seem to produce. I've read a lot of things. Like, first, you know, I've read that sometimes, you know, when you get a lot of antibiotics, that kind of hurts your milk supply. Obviously, pumping is not the same as latching on baby. So I don't know if it's just a mixture of all that, you know, or I'm just one that just doesn't really give out milk. I had the same struggle with Zayla, but I felt like with her, it was just so much going on that in my opinion, I felt like I could have tried harder. But with Jaylene, I really did all that I was capable and able to do to try to produce and try to get my milk supply where it needed to be. I got lactation cookies, I got teas, you know, I had a cousin of mine told me that a certain thing helped her out. Like, I tried a little bit of everything and it just kept being the same. So she's basically, her main source of food is formula. So that's how it's going. I just feel like I don't know, it's a little discouraging, I'm not gonna lie. But I kind of told myself that in the end of the day, like, if I try and do everything I can to try to produce the milk for my daughter and I'm not able to, that it's okay. I don't need to beat myself up about it. I know it's discouraging. If you're a mom, you know what it's like. Maybe you've been on the same boat where you just don't produce enough, or you feel discouraged because you're not able to breastfeed as you wish you could. If I had it my way, I would definitely exclusively breastfeed, because I do believe that is the best that you can give your baby. But at the end of the day, mom, the fact that you care enough for your child to give them formula, if that's what needs to be, then that's what needs to be. You know, obviously during the postpartum stage, you know, a lot of things could be very discouraging very fast, or very frustrating very fast. So I just kind of prepared myself that if it wasn't gonna happen, that it was okay, because I know that I did everything I could to try for it to happen, and it just didn't. So basically, I don't really have much to say about that. And like I said, I don't want this video to be forever. So that's how much is going. Am I trying? Yes, still. She's about to be a month soon. So I don't know. I feel like it's even drying out, or if that makes any sense. So how long is this gonna go for? I don't know, because like I said, she gets super frustrated. She screams her lungs out because she's super hungry and it just doesn't come out. So I don't really know how much I'm gonna be trying. Probably not a lot further, just because it's always frustrating for both of us, because I feel frustrated that I can't give her and she's frustrated because she's hungry. But at the same time, I'm trying very hard to keep a positive mindset, and you know, at the end of the day, I'm doing what's best for baby, and she needs to eat. You know, she's healthy, she's great. So at the end of the day, that is best for her, and I could do what I could do. So that's basically my breastfeeding journey. You know, I wish I was the mom that would just produce millions, tons of ounces of milk, but that's just not my case. I don't know if it's just me or just situation. But yes, guys, sadly, that's what I have to report with breastfeeding. And if you're a mom that is able to breastfeed, that's such a gift. So, you know, just make sure you, I don't know, well, I don't want to say be grateful, but just enjoy that moment of you and your baby, you know, that bond that is built with breastfeeding, because it's such, to me, it's such a blessing. And if you're like me that struggles, or you know, you're going through a hard time because maybe it's not even that, it's just her latching or it's hurting, just, you know, be encouraged that you're doing the best you can. And sometimes if you can't exclusively breastfeed, then that's okay, because you're doing your best. And you know, as moms, we can't come down on ourselves too hard. You know, we do so much stuff, like we do so much things at the same time. We're like jugglers, we juggle so many things. And you know, the whole breastfeeding thing could definitely be discouraging if it doesn't happen right, or if you feel if your baby is not getting enough. But as long as baby is healthy and it's, you know, it's gaining weight and it's growing and everything's good with, you know, as your doctor sees your baby throughout this stage, then that's good. You're doing a good job. You know, props to you, mom. So just hope that encourages, if anyone's seeing this and maybe struggling with the breastfeeding thing, because I understand you, trust me. It's my second time and it's just still challenging for some reason. But yeah, how am I doing emotionally? Well, I definitely feel that I'm way better than I was with Zayla. With Zayla, I did get a little bit of postpartum depression, just because I just think it just hits you, you know, like a ton of bricks, and you really don't know until you go through the pregnancy stage what it all feels like. And postpartum for the first time, you really, you know, hear stories, but there's nothing like experiencing it for yourself. And thank the Lord for in this time. I think it's been easier. Yes, obviously my mood swings are everywhere at times. Yes, it could maybe be, I feel like I there's certain times that I could be a bit more sensitive on certain things. But I think that what has helped me personally is the fact that I make sure that that I open up my Bible and read it every day, because I think God's word really does help me, allows me to just depend on him, and you know, and just get filled with his word. And obviously being mindful of, you know, that I had it the first time, and just having the perspective that, you know, if you feel a certain way, it's not always true. It's not, you know, don't dwell on it, but try to like move on and be optimistic, be joyful. And I mean, obviously you have different days, different things come, but for the most part, I would say that I'm doing good. I don't think I've gotten postpartum depression. I'm praying that it doesn't happen. I feel like I'll be okay, but I'm definitely, of course, guarding against it, because that's something that it's just not pleasant to go through. And it feels like a dark moment or a dark season if you're feeling like that, depending on how bad you have it. So thank the Lord, for now I'm okay. And yes, you know, there's times, like I said, that my mood swings will go up, or something will get me mad really, you know, really easily. And I know that I could see like, okay, this is not me, this is just, you know, something, it's probably my emotions, probably my hormones. So I kind of keep an alert on that, and kind of, if it makes sense, talk to myself and kind of get over it, because it obviously does no good to the home, to my husband, to my kids. So obviously I don't want to have that that sense, if it makes any sense. So I've been doing pretty good with that. The sleeping has not been easy for me. Definitely, that's where my struggle has been at. Just the fact that I can't sleep good at night because I have a newborn, and she does get up every 2 to 3 hours. Sometimes she'll do a stretch from like 2 in the morning all the way to 5, and she's just up. She's not necessarily crying, but if I put her down in the bassinet, she'll cry. So she wants to be up, and sometimes I have to like carry her and kind of like move around with her, rock her to sleep, if that makes sense. And that has been hard because I'm like super dead tired, and I'm like, oh man, I'm so tired, and she's just up. Or sometimes she'll just get up every it's most like 2 hours that she gets up to feed, so that, you know, you barely sleep anything, and getting up, washing bottles, sterilizing them, you know, doing all that, that's been rough. I think, at least for now, this whole postpartum thing, I think nights and not sleeping has been very tough. I am drinking coffee again, and I just ask for, depends where I get it, you know, if it's Starbucks, I'll take off a shot so it won't be super caffeine, just because I don't want to do so much caffeine. But I am back in the coffee grind. I like green tea again because when I was pregnant, if you guys don't know and you haven't followed me for that long, I was like, coffee and green tea were just disgusting to me, and I was all about the coffee and green tea. Like, I loved it. And when I was pregnant, through the whole pregnancy, it just made me gag. I just didn't want anything to do with coffee or green tea. But now I'm back in that. I'm actually also drinking green tea because supposedly that helps you lose weight, hopefully. So I'm trying to do the whole weight, lose all this baby weight as well. So, you know, I'm back with that. Yeah, so nights are rough, but I tell myself it's only a season. She will grow, and then she'll sleep through the night. It's far ahead, you know, because she's barely gonna be a month, but I know it's only a season. So I'm just trying to stay positive, and just trying to not look like a zombie every time. So yes, guys, that's basically what I could tell you about nights. I'm trying to think of anything else. Zayla and Jaylene, Zayla has adjusted, I would say, pretty good with Jaylene. Like, she's still, you know, she looks at baby, she's very concerned when her sister cries. I would say that she's very protective as well. So I can't wait until Jaylene actually grows up, and, you know, they can actually interact and play together. That's gonna be such an awesome time. There is times where, like, I'll have her and I'm feeding her, and Zayla wants me to carry her. She wants attention. So I've been trying the best I can to kind of give both. But, you know, there are times where if I have one has to wait, or vice versa at times. That's just trying to get used to that whole having two and under two, and they're small. And Zayla still needs me for certain things, and Jaylene depends on me completely, obviously, because she's a newborn. But I think it could be rough sometimes, and it could be overwhelming sometimes, because it's mostly just me with them. Jose pretty much works the majority of the day, and then he comes, and then he also has his Bible rebinding thing that he does when he comes. So I take basically the majority of the load, and that could be overwhelming. But I'm grateful because I do have my mom, who took about a month and a half off from work to help me out and be with me, and she has been a huge help. Like, I'm so grateful to her. I will always be grateful. And she watches my videos. So Mom, thank you so much. I love you. Thank you for being such an amazing mom. That's why I feel like I could be a good mom, because you're such an amazing mom. Like, I don't know, I hope you know how grateful I am for you. But she goes out of her way, like, so much, guys. Like, I'm blessed with the mom I have. And then my sister, you know, she's busy. She's such a boss and entrepreneur girl. She's gonna be big, guys. Watch. Anyways, she goes out of her way too. Like, she brings me stuff. She's the one that, like, if I could tell you how much my mom and sister do for me, like, this is gonna be a 3-hour video. But what I'm trying to say is that I'm very grateful for them both. And then Jose helps me out as much as he can. You know, there's times that he'll stop doing what he's doing to kind of help me with the girls, because I guess he could tell that I'm getting overwhelmed. So I am grateful for having that help, because it could get overwhelming, especially because this is my first time adjusting to two little kids, and trying to be there for both, and not, you don't want one to cry, but sometimes one has to cry, or they both cry, which is crazy. So I'm grateful for that. Like, and I know that not every mom out there has help. Some moms are truly alone because they either move far away from family or whatever the situation is. And I hope that it's gonna be okay. It's a season, and try to stay sane. Try to do the best you can for yourself. And also, moms, if you're able to kind of take a little bit of time and go get yourself a coffee, go do your nails, like, even if it's little things like that, do them for you, because you're gonna burn out if it's just you at the home only. And other moms, like my sisters-in-law, have told me that, like, you need to also step away and kind of like do something. Or I have a good friend of mine too that kind of reminds me the importance of, like, don't get lost just in that, but also do something for yourself. So I encourage you, moms, to also take time to take care of yourself, because if you don't, you will burn out. It will get to the point where it's just crazy and you're gonna cry in tears. So that's one thing that I'm also trying to do in this time around, because with Zayla, I was just going, and I burned out very bad. Like, it was not good for me emotionally. I think that's why I also got postpartum depression my first time with Zayla, because I was just giving, going. I never took the time to care for me. And this is why this time around is I'm very trying, or I'm trying really hard, because that didn't make sense. I'm trying really hard to do little things, to do, like, if it's like to go get a coffee, just little things that are gonna help me just kind of be like, okay, this is 5 minutes time for me, like, because if you have a newborn and you have a toddler who's gonna be 2 or is under 2, it's hard to just have a time, because they're always needing you and you're always being needed. So, and plus you have your husband, so it's just, a lot of people you need to give. So it's important first, and for me, to get filled with God's word, and then do little things that I enjoy, just to remember, like, I'm important too, if it makes sense. And if you're a mom, I know you get exactly what I mean. And if you're pregnant and you're about to have your first kid, make sure you take time for yourself. Just little things. I'm not saying go on a trip or leave for a full day. That's probably not a reality for a lot of us. I know it's not for me, but just little things. It helps. It really does. So I've been trying to do that, and I think I've been doing good. So that's another thing. I think that's why postpartum hasn't really hit me, because I'm taking mindful of things that I could have done better for myself in the first one, and doing them now, listening to some advice that I get from other moms who have kids, and they kind of experience something too similar. So yeah, Zayla is adapting well. Obviously, there's times that, like I said, she wants attention, but I think little by little she is learning. She loves her sister, which is so beautiful to see. I will try to insert a picture of them together, so you guys could just see them, because it's such a blessing. And if you guys hear babies crying, I'm sorry. This is reality. This is why this is the room that I can come to, because this is the only room that kind of I can keep it quiet. But just apologizing if you're hearing one of my daughters cry out there, but it's real life. So yes, guys, that's basically it. Like I said, it's like I'm blessed regardless, just to have my 2 daughters, and just that the Lord was able to bless me with them. That's just a blessing, and I'm grateful to have that, even though it could get crazy, even though it could get overwhelming. In the end of the day, it's a great blessing for me. And just seeing how Zayla and Janine will, start making life together and adapting to each other is also something that I'm so looking forward to it. So yeah, I think that's basically everything. Like I said, I'm really trying not to make this video like hugely long like my birth story was, but I think I touched all the subjects that at least that I wanted to touch, because You know, a lot of you guys were asking me on Instagram, which thank you for, you know, wanting to know how I'm doing. Breastfeeding is going for me. So I just wanted to make a video, and maybe this video helps out another mommy out there who's seeing this. That's the reason why I did YouTube, because I wanted to encourage moms, because being a mom could be hard at times. It's very rewarding, but it could be very hard. So I just want to let you know that you're not alone. We're all moms. We all go through stuff, so we understand each other in a way that people that are not moms haven't yet. So yes, guys, my little daughter, I think she's knocking on my door. So that's basically it. If I left something out, I'll probably throw it in another video, you know. But I think that's like the main points that I wanted to touch. Yes, also may I add that obviously going through a pandemic has been different. Going through pregnancy and having a newborn. But we try to focus on the positive, and we try to keep our mental health the best we can. And that a majority of the reason why we're able to is because, you know, our family we're believers. We believe in Jesus Christ, and we're Christians. We go to church. That's like our main core is Jesus. So I think that's been a huge help, and how our mental health has been able to stay sane and good, and you know, without getting crazy overwhelmed by all the social media bad stuff that comes up, or news, or what you hear. So I think that's a huge thing why everything, even though it's crazy, we're still able to, you know, have joy in the season and make the best out of what we have. So yes, so hopefully I answered any questions. But if you have a question, maybe I didn't answer, maybe I just kind of forgot to mention, then please let me know. And I did share on my social media what are my top 3, I guess, or my top 3 holy grail products that have helped me with postpartum. So make sure you're checking me out, and if you haven't, follow me on Instagram. It's Life with Zayla. It's always on the description box. I also put it below, somewhere below here, so you can go ahead and check me out there. You can see I'm constantly on stories, just sharing with you guys. So yeah, if you haven't followed me, go ahead and follow me. But yes, guys, this is pretty much the end of this video. So thank you so much for watching. Like I said, if you have any questions, please feel free to DM me on Instagram or drop a comment down below. I'll be more than happy to answer any of your questions. And if there's any videos about pregnancy or postpartum or 2 under 2 that you guys would like to see, also let me know. I'm open for ideas, of course. And without further ado, I guess basically, thank you so much for watching. Subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care, guys. Bye.